So the module number 1, overview of project management. Let us go to the first part, how to define the projects. Is it visible to you, the definitions of project? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So project is what? I think yesterday also we have gone for these definitions. It is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or services. So project is defined in a manner that it is not a permanent endeavor. It is not a permanent organization. It has got a definite start. It has got a definite end. So for a stipulated time period, we are undergoing certain we are working to achieve certain objective, and that objective may be to create a unique product or to creating some unique service. So that is what is the formal definition of project. It can be also defined like a project is a non-routine series of tasks directed towards a goal. So whatever we do as a routine practice, it is not a kind of project. So whatever objective we have set, whatever goal we have set, whatever outcome we are expecting to achieve that, we are performing various activities, we are performing various tasks, and these tasks are like they are non-routine. They are something different from what you have done earlier. So a series of non-routine tasks and which are directed towards achieving certain goal, it is nothing but your project. The project can be defined also as it is a combination of human and non-human resources pulled together in a temporary organization to achieve a specified purpose. So the important words are specified purpose, temporary organization, and combination of human and non-human resources pulled together. So we have certain specified purpose, we have certain specified goal. For that we are having certain resources requirement. It may be human resources and non-human resources like infrastructure, materials, information technology, and financial aspects, so many things. So these resources, they have been pulled together temporarily to achieve a specified purpose. Which activities or which particular works we can consider as project? So we can see there are variety of examples they have been mentioned. Developing a new pharmaceutical compound for market. So whenever there are certain diseases which are coming into picture newly, the pharmaceutical company needs to work on that, do certain research work, and try to formulate some new medicine, some new pharmaceutical compound, so that that will be trying to minimize the effect of that particular disease which is there in the community. So like at present, even if we see, due to this COVID-19 pandemic situation, entire world, it was waiting for some companies to come up and develop some vaccine for this COVID-19 pandemic, which is we are experiencing from last 1 year. So in India, we know that there are two companies. One is Serum Institute and other is Bharat Biotech. They have formulated or they have developed vaccines for this COVID-19. And when they have developed this vaccine, it is not like a one-day task. They were working for last almost more than 6 to 7 months on this particular project. So right from thinking that we will be developing a vaccine for this particular disease to finally bringing that vaccine into market, that entire is nothing but the life cycle of that project to develop this particular vaccine. Similarly, in this particular list, the projects which have been mentioned, they are from variety of sectors. They are not only from a particular single domain. So you can see the projects may be expanding a tour guide services. Let us say you are you have your own startup which is working in a touring business or a tour guide service business. Like you must have heard about the Veena World, Kesri, and there are so many big players in this tour business. So let us say you want to expand your services to certain different countries, certain different areas, certain different regions. So expanding your services to certain different locations, that itself can be a new project. It can be considered as a project, because if you take a tour to XYZ company, XYZ country, and if you plan a tour for some ABC country, then altogether the two different tours, they are differencing from each other, and for each tour you have to plan the things in different manner. So that can be considered as a project. Merging two organizations, many times we know that there are different organizations, they are working as separate entity, but because of the financial issues, because of the business pressure, because of the market conditions, sometimes the companies need to come together, they get merged into each other, or one company gets merged into another company. We call it as merger and acquisition. So in this particular case, the merging two organizations can also be called as one project, because when two organizations are getting merged, the employees, their services, their products, their infrastructure, their financial assets, their customer base, their legal requirements, many things, they will be varying. So when you club it together, when you merge two organizations, we need to take into account all these parameters, and we should take care that the merging should not hamper the business. The merging should be smooth, and because of merging, the both the companies or the multiple companies which are coming together as a merging, they should get benefited from this particular merger situation or merger condition, whatever is happening. So normally in case of banks, you must have seen, as you are MMS students, and the people especially who are from financial background or financial finance specialization, they must be knowing that there are many small banks, and because their NPA is very high, and their loans, they are not getting repaid back, sometimes they need to get merged with some bigger banks, some private banks, some government banks. And when this merging is happening, there has to be a certain time which required to have this merging as a smooth merging operation. So this kind of things can also be called as some project. Sandesh is saying something. Yes, Dena Bank and Bank of Baroda. Recently, they got merged, and that process is going on. That all the customers of Dena Bank, they are now getting shifted to the Bank of Baroda. I am also one of the customer of this Dena Bank, and I am also going for this new passbook, new account number, whatever they will be giving us through this Bank of Baroda. Okay. Then improving business process within an organization. So you have your organization, there are multiple business processes which are going on, but you need to, you think that a particular business process is not working well, you need to develop it, you need to improve the performance, you need to improve the effectiveness of your business process. So that can also be called as a project. Acquiring and installing new computer hardware system for use in an organization. So let us say you are working in a bank. Now many times the banks, they go for acquiring new hardware systems, installing ATMs in different cities, or if you are working in some company, you would try to establish your IT infrastructure, and that can be considered as a project. Even if you go for changing your software, that can be also considered to be a project, because uh, you have your own software and you are now replacing it with some different software. So that can be also a project, because you need to develop the software according to requirements, and then also train the people to work on that, try to find out the issues, and then try to sort out their problems. Exploring for oil in a region. So Oil refineries, basically getting the oil explored from the soil. Modifying computer software program used in organizations. So like just now we have discussed, many banks they go for changing the software, improving the software. So ERP systems we call enterprise resource planning softwares. So that can be also a kind of project. Conducting research to develop a new manufacturing process. So already you have certain manufacturing process in place. It may be for automotive, it may be for some pharmaceutical industry, it may be for some chemical, it may be some for mechanical product. You need to develop a new manufacturing process, you need to develop it. So doing research to develop this process can also be called as a project. Constructing a building or facility. So normally this project is more buzzword for construction industry, and all the infrastructure whatever is going to get developed, that is also a kind of project. It may be a building, it may be a flyover, it may be a bridge, it may be a rail route, or it may be a tunnel, it may be some pyramid, it may be some big statue like Statue of Unity. Whatever you are constructing, that can be called as a project. These are some examples of project: pyramids of Giza, organizing Olympic Games, or any let us say organizing World Cup for cricket, that can be also a project. Great Wall of China, building this Taj Mahal. Publication of a book can also be called as a project, because right from inception of idea to finally getting the book published, there are so many activities involved, and for each book the activities will be different, the things will be different. So even if you are a renowned author, you have written so many books, still for every book, new book which you are going to get published, that book will be a new project for you. Panama Canal, development of commercial jet airplanes, or any other uh, products like this, airplanes, trains, etc. Human beings landing on the moon, commercial software applications, placement of International Space Station into Earth's orbit, developing new transportation facility like train route, metro, hyperloop, etc. So the people who are frequently visiting Mumbai, they must be knowing that already there is local train, there is metro rail, there is monorail, and there are further new routes which are coming for the metro, metro 2, metro 3, metro 4. Similarly, there is monorail that is also in place. So transportation facilities are getting developed, and developing the new transportation facilities are nothing but part of project. Okay, so there are news with respect to connecting two cities like Pune and Mumbai with high-speed transmission transportation facility like Hyperloop, or connecting Ahmedabad and Mumbai with high-speed transportation facility like bullet train. So establishing this particular transportation facility is nothing but a new project for any organization. And new product development. So if you want to develop a new product, so you may be in market for certain products already existing, and now you are coming up with a new product. Especially if we look at the present scenario, all the automotive vehicles, automotive companies, presently they have their normal vehicles in market which are working on, or which are running on petrol and diesel or CNG gas. But now they are thinking in terms of developing the vehicles which are on battery, that is electric vehicles. So when they want to start development of new product like electric vehicles, so it is not like they are doing it for long. It is not a routine business activity for them. So they need to think from all the perspective: the pricing, the materials which are to be used, the prospective customer, their expectations, the government rules and regulations, the charging facilities, and the effectiveness and efficiency of the vehicles, how much will be the probable demand in the market, the establishing new facility for manufacturing the things, etc., etc. So many things are involved in this. So that's why we normally say projects are not simple, they are complex, because there are so many parameters which are to be considered for developing the project. Then there are certain differences between projects and standard business activities, or what we say as operations. Okay, so how these standard business activities or the routine operations, they will be different, or the projects will be different from this. So projects are unique in nature. Every project is unique. Every project is having something which is different from the rest, something different from the previously done things or the routine things. Every project will be having a defined time scale. So as we normally say, it has a definite start and definite end. So there is a particular time scale, life cycle for a project. So we know that we cannot exceed the defined time scale, because if it exceeds, it will be going to affect all the things, like it will be affecting the performance of your project, the quality of your project, the financial burden on your project, and ultimately the customer will not be getting satisfied. Customer will not be happy with your performance. Projects will be having limited resources. Routine business activities, the resources may be enough, sufficient, but for project, the limited resources we have to utilize, so that best utilization of the resources will lead to successful project. Projects involve an element of risk. So routine business activities, as they are conducted, they are carried out regularly, the things are established, the things are uh, they have been proven. So there is very less amount of risk involved as far as the routine business activities are concerned. But when it comes to projects, as they are unique, as they are different, as they are something which is new we are doing, so always when you are going for new something, there is an element of risk involved. So that is another difference between project and standard activities. Project will be achieving beneficial changes. So if you go for routine business activities, the beneficial changes what you observe in your day-to-day life in your organization, they are very small, they are very minor. But when you go for projects, since they are having multiple aspects, the beneficial changes are prominent, they are visible, they are you can say major changes you can observe in the overall functioning of your organization. Competencies of project manager are essential. Routine business activities, standard business activities, the people who are working on that, they are habituated of doing the things. They have mastered doing those particular things because it is a routine activity. So in case of projects, the project manager is one of the key person who is handling the project, who is making the strategies, who is executing the project, who is observing, who is monitoring, who is giving instructions, who is trying to manage all the resources. So the project manager competency, they are very, very essential. And lastly, there are certain standards and certifications which need to be followed for projects which are not required as far as the business standard business activities are concerned. There are certain characteristics of project. So the projects are complex and unique. Projects are having clear goal or set of goals. So it is not like projects, they are done simply just to do something. Whenever we are starting a project, we know that this is the objective, this is the set of goals for which we are doing all these things, and they are limited by budget, they are having limited schedule, and they are having limited resources. So we are not having permission to utilize the budget as per our requirement or whatever we want. We don't have liberty to go on extending the schedule to a large extent, and we also don't have liberty to go for resources utilization unlimited. So everything is limited, and we have to use optimum all these things which are available. And projects are customer focused. So whatever we are doing, this all projects, the major concern, the major requirement will be the projects must be customer focused. There are certain key stakeholders of any project. So you can see the list. So for any project, there are multiple stakeholders, but when we say about the key stakeholders will be your project manager, first and foremost, because he is a decision maker, customer or the end user, because ultimately his satisfaction, his approval, his acceptance is important from project point of view. Performing organization, so there may be one organization or there may be multiple organizations which are involved in doing this particular project. So these all organizations will be the stakeholders of your project. The project team members, the people who are directly involved with the execution of your project. So these project team members, they will be also the stakeholders of your project. Then we can have the project management team. So these people will not be directly involved with the execution of project, but they will be giving the plan, they will be chalking out the strategies and the philosophy with which the project should execute. So that project management team which is going to govern the overall management of your project. So that is also one of the important key stakeholder. Then the financial sponsor who is going to sponsor your project. So he is, because ultimately similar to customer, the approval from sponsor for each and everything is also essential. And lastly, the key stakeholder list includes influencers. So when we say about influencers, it means anyone who is having influence on his routine life because of that particular project. It may be customer, it may be the sponsor, it may be the people who are involved, it may be anyone who has got direct or indirect influence of the particular project. He can be considered as a key stakeholder of your project. There are certain critical success factors for project. So the critical success factors are budget, schedule, performance, and client acceptance. So we have to make sure the project should be within the given budget. The project should get completed within the given schedule. Performance of your project has to be satisfactory with respect to the scope and quality. And finally, the client should accept your project. So if all these things are happening, we can say the project is successful. So the definition of successful project is the project which is completed within the given budget, within the given time frame, with the required quality and performance, and received the client acceptance. That project we can call it as a successful project. Okay, so this, whatever points we have understood, they were the basic things related to project. So we have considered about the project definition, examples of project. Then we have seen the difference between project and standard business activities, characteristics of project, stakeholders of project, and the critical success factors of project. Now, to understand exactly what are the variety of projects available in market, or how the which are the various companies and how they are executing the projects, let us go for some videos and try to understand the functioning of various companies which are involved in this project and project management. Once I start with the video, just check whether you are able to see the video and audio is also proper. This is a corporate film for Tata Projects. The name of the company itself is Tata Projects. So they are into the projects domain.
is revolutionizing the world as we know it. Tata Projects is
Is it
pioneering
visible and audible?
latest technology implementation in infrastructure. From project planning and scheduling through BIM to execution through state-of-the-art equipment. We tap complex opportunities and enable the path of possibilities by simplifying and creating world-class projects. Tata Projects takes pride in being one of India's most admired and fastest growing engineering and construction company. The company operates through 4 strategic business groups, namely Industrial Systems, Core Infrastructure, Urban Infrastructure, Services, each further subdivided into 2 strategic business units. Plant and Systems Strategic Business Unit is the core business of Tata Projects. It offers customized turnkey solutions for the clients in the segments of power generation, oil and gas, and metal and minerals in domestic as well as international markets. The Construction and Environment Strategic Business Unit executes various construction projects related to factories, industrial structures, and high-rise townships. It also executes river rejuvenation, sewage treatment plants, integrated water treatment, and desalination projects. We take pride in being part of a historic and first-of-its-kind river rejuvenation project. The Transmission and Distribution Strategic Business Unit has successfully commissioned over 13,000 kilometers of transmission lines of various capacities and has executed several substations. The SBU also ventured into new line of business in smart grid power distribution. Our Transportation Strategic Business Unit is laying approximately 2,000 track kilometers of railway lines in the eastern and western dedicated freight corridors. It also provides solutions for railway electrification. The Heavy Civil Infra Strategic Business Unit undertakes execution of mega infrastructure projects such as underground tunneling and elevated metros, highways, sea bridges, ropeways, ports involving high technology, expertise and precision. The Urban Built Form Strategic Business Unit handles projects such as ITSEZ parks, commercial buildings, offices, high-rises and commercial retail spaces, airports and various projects under Smart Cities initiative of Government of India. The SBU uses latest formworks and innovative construction techniques. Our Quality Services Strategic Business Unit is one of the leading quality and reliability service provider in domestic and overseas markets. It provides technologically enabled solutions and sustainability services across all infrastructure sectors. The Utility Services Strategic Business Unit deals with the development of reverse osmosis, ultrafiltration, and desalination water systems of different capacities for rural communities of India. We deliver value at every stage of the project cycle with our innovative and futuristic solutions, backed by best-in-class technology and proven track of on-time delivery. Tata Projects. Simplify. Create.
So Tata Project corporate film, it shows the variety of projects they are undertaking. I am going to show one more video which is for Delhi Airport, one terminal which was built by L&T, and it if you look at the video carefully, you will understand how the project is complex, or why we say that projects are normally complex, so that we can understand from this.
This is a story of how a seemingly impossible dream was turned into reality. A new vibrant India was keen to showcase its capabilities through a new world-class airport, capable of serving almost 100,000 passengers daily. The project just had to be done in 39 months.
Bangkok airport took almost 7 years. Changi also took around 4.5 years.
The new airport's owner, Dial, turned to L&T.
This is one of the most complex infrastructure projects because it's running. It's not something which you are starting from the clean ground, which is relatively easier.
Building an airport is like building a city. But I felt in my heart and my mind that this is something which is made for us. And if we don't do this kind of building, who else could do it in this part of the world?
Companies like L&T, I was telling the Prime Minister, have demonstrated that projects of this scale and size can be completed within time schedules with the quality of workmanship which we are looking for.
The story of this project is one of effective planning and unflinching resolve. The most critical factor for timely completion of this high-visibility project was on-time and uninterrupted delivery of men, material and equipment. To ensure this, L&T set up plant and machineries at site. Vendors were encouraged to set up their fabrication units on site to shorten logistic chain and delivery timeline. It was clear to L&T that the project would require a very large skilled workforce. At its peak, 27,000 workers worked at the site. It was virtually impossible to meet the project requirements from the available pool. A skill training facility was set up at site. Workers were housed in a well-planned, hygienic colony. With its strategy and key pieces of support in place, L&T began work on the new runway. We were given 18 months to complete one of Asia's longest runways. L&T merged night with day, and the maiden commercial flight touched down as per schedule. Meanwhile, a blistering pace was giving shape to the new integrated Terminal T3 before the Commonwealth Games. At 550,000 square meters, T3 is the largest public building built since India's independence. Flanking T3 are two passenger piers, each over a kilometer long. For passenger convenience and comfort, the piers boast of Asia's longest travelators at 118 meters. At its peak, L&T was pouring almost 5,000 cubic meters of concrete per day for the civil works of T3 and the runway. In just 18 months, the civil works for the Seismic Zone 5 compliant T3 and the piers were completed. L&T leveraged airport expertise from its worldwide network of design consultants. 21 of the best international contractors from Australia, China, Canada, the European Union, Japan, Singapore, and USA joined by 67 of India's best. In all, L&T orchestrated the expertise of 88 major organizations. To meet the aggressive timeline for completion, several vendors worked at site at the same time in parallel rather than sequentially. This presented the risk of conflicts and consequent delay. To mitigate this risk, L&T used 3D modeling software for catching conflicts early and rule out cost overrun and timeline setback.
What you are seeing on just the ceiling, it's a finished one, looking neat, but then the services, we have got more than 25 services running above this particular ceiling.
A project of this size and complexity can stay on schedule only if there is real-time flow of information. To facilitate this, L&T used a state-of-the-art online document management system.
This job has a lot of connectivity. If one party fails, it has a knock-on effect on other subcontractors.
With 7 decades of project management expertise, L&T supported the faltering vendors to keep the project schedule intact. More than 184 million man-hours and 137,173 drawings later, Indira Gandhi International Airport, Delhi is a world-class airport.
The entire conference level of the company is 200 feet high. Why 2 billion? We can take up a $10 billion project now and we're very confident we can do it on time and on quality.
As a citizen of India, I am proud that such an airport exists in India. As a senior officer in L&T, I am proud to be associated with this project.
It's a great feat, and I'm very proud to have our team here who have done such a wonderful job within this short time, and want to thank our customer, GM Rao and his company, for reposing this confidence in us.
L&T delivered as the situation demanded, performed as promised, time after time. It is the people more than anything else.
Dreams shape our destiny. They make us become the people we want to be. They help us explore new possibilities. They make us strive forward. They are the foundations of our future. It is these dreams that will shape our nation and herald prosperity. Our employees spread across the globe work tirelessly day after day, year after year, building a nation, building India like never before. Adani Group, where dreams turn to reality. In the 90s, we ventured into natural resources with coal trading. Simultaneously, we expanded our logistics business with the first port in Mundra, and soon we were creating infrastructure assets of national significance. Within a decade, this made us India's largest importer of coal, a critical commodity for powering the nation. With our expertise in coal trading, we made the transition into coal mining as mine developers and operators across different states of India. We also invested in coal mines in Indonesia and Australia to safeguard the energy security of our nation, and eventually entered the energy sector of thermal power plants across India. Our unique strength of an integrated business model of resources, logistics, and energy has transformed India. Adani Ports are the epitome of success of the Adani logistics business and cater to the largest hinterland area of India. We cover the entire Indian coastline with our ports at 10 different locations. We have ports at Mundra, Runatekara near Kandla, Dahej, Hazira, Murmugao in the west coast, Dhamra, Vishakhapatnam in the east coast, and Kattupalli, Ennore in the south coast of India, while a container transshipment terminal is also coming up in Vinyam, Kerala. Mundra Port is Adani Group's crown jewel, and it is the largest commercial port in India. Our port's commodity-specific infrastructure for handling, storage, and evacuation of cargo via our rail, roads, and pipeline networks across India, thus providing seamless integration logistics services to any customer. We diversified into setting up India's largest and only port-based SEZ in Mundra, which is also why the Adani SEZ is immediately scalable to become the base for any enterprise of any size or scale. Visionary leadership, excellent business practices, and innovative management makes Adani Group truly one of its kind. APSEZ has set up the largest private railway link in the country, with pan-India container train operations capacity to handle long-haul, double-stack container trains. Furthermore, we also took it upon ourselves to contribute to the food security of the nation, thus becoming pioneers in building integrated grain storage terminals across India. Our Fortune range of cooking oils via our joint venture with Wilmar, Singapore, has reached 1 million homes. We have also introduced the Farm Pick project in Himachal Pradesh, where we developed controlled atmosphere technology, which helps store fruits for almost a full year. But just having the resources and the logistics for a stronger, more vibrant India wasn't enough. We turned our attention to powering the dreams of 1 million who look to the future with the belief that yes, India will one day emerge a superpower. It was time for our next crucial nation-building step. We started Adani Power with the goal to help India become self-reliant in power generation. And within just a few years of its inception, Adani Power has become the largest private power producer in the country. Today, Adani Power has supercritical thermal power plants located in Mundra, Tiroda, Udupi, and Kauai, with further expansion plans through greenfield and brownfield acquisitions. Our Mundra power plant has also the unique distinction of being the world's largest single-location private thermal power plant, with an aggregated installed capacity of more than 10,440 megawatts of thermal energy. To complete the last crucial link in Adani's core pit-to-plug strategy, Adani Transmission has laid over 5,000 kilometers of transmission lines in India. We are also investing in environmentally friendly energy solutions and establishing compressed natural gas, piped natural gas, and renewable solar energy in various cities in India. Our Kamuthi solar plant in Tamil Nadu generates 648 megawatts of clean and green electricity, lighting millions of homes in the region. It's the largest solar power plant in the world, and a 40 megawatt solar plant at Pitta, Gujarat. The assets developed by our company touch every last corner of the country, empowering 1 million lives on a daily basis. And to make sure that we never lose sight of this objective, the Adani Foundation works to nurture the traditional livelihoods and ecosystems of the local communities around all the locations, focusing on inclusive growth to empower people. As part of our education initiatives, we have established the Adani Vidya Mandir schools, providing quality education free to children from economically weaker sections of society. Our community health programs, supported by rural health drives and free medical schemes, helps us to ensure our communities stay healthy and happy. The Adani Foundation works with each and every section of society to make them employable through various training modules, working at the grassroots, providing exposure and building rural infrastructure. A new India slowly emerges. At Adani, we believe that we must have the courage to think big, trust our employees, their abilities, and their commitment to achieve our vision of empowering India. In over 25 years, we have grown to be a company that goes
Founded in 1994, the company Steel Projects has been at the forefront of steel fabrication ever since. Being the software division of the FICEP Group, the worldwide leading company for steel construction machines, we are now a leader in our field. With more than 2,000 customers spread over the 5 continents and with subsidiaries in Europe and North America, we are developing internationally while remaining close to our customers and their needs. A small company with the power of a large one, we do our best day after day to innovate and provide our customers with the most adapted solutions. A company is as strong as its people. Our customer service provides teleassistance and maintenance, and also on-site installation, training, and support. Beyond their software knowledge, they are real consultants with the steel fabrication expertise. Innovation is what drives us. With the development of mobile applications and the release of 2 major versions of the software per year, our R&D team works hard every day to enhance our solutions. Always aware of the latest technologies, our developers are regularly tested and certified by Microsoft. Industry 4.0 is at the heart of our development strategy. That's why we now offer a digitalized and complete management of the workshop, including CNC machines as well as manual workstations. Organization, follow-up and analysis. Our software Steel Projects PLM makes the link between the detailing office and the workshop to optimize production. projects are easily imported into our software, and our BIM-compatible management allows the recognition of assemblies and pieces, as well as all the operations to carry out. Our solutions enable to organize and prepare projects. You can check drawings and their feasibility, manage revisions, and create fabrication jobs. Organize your production through the workflow management. Our software matches the required operations with the capabilities of the workshop. Estimated times by pieces or groups of pieces and by workstations are automatically calculated. Automatic section or plate nesting. Our software is developed with algorithms specific and adapted to the steel fabrication field. Our post processes drive machines by translating programs sent from the office. Feedbacks can be automatically collected to make sure to track live production, even to the 3D model. Workers can see the operations they have to carry out on their manual workstations, input the production times, and add traceability